To be humble, to be kind, it is a giving of the peace in your mind. To a stranger, to a friend, to give in such a way that has no end. We are love, we are one, we are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other and nothing more. And to be bold, to be brave, it is the thinking that the heart can still be saved. And the darkness can come quick, the danger's in the anger and in the hanging on to it. We are love, we are one, we are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other, nothing more. And tell me what it is that you see, a world that's full of endless possibilities. And heroes don't look like they used to, they look like you do. We are love, we are one, we are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other, nothing more. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. We are how we treat each other.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I'm Jim Scott. It's lovely to visit with you again. I've been singing this song for 4 decades, since I first joined the Paul Winter Consort. It's been attributed to me, but I didn't write it. A great Brazilian composer, Ivan Lins, wrote this melody, and he let us put new English words to it. And I got to sing it. And you can help in 2 languages like this. In a circle of friends. This means friends when you hook your fingers together. In a circle, this means circle of sounds. Try that. In a circle of friends. In a circle of sounds. All our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Where is the path beyond the forest? Where is the song I always knew? I remember it just around the bend. In the village, the music never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sounds, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Calling round the earth, music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Here is the path beyond the forest. Here is the song I always knew. I remember it just around the bend. In the music, the village never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sounds, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground.
Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Berkeley. I'm Don Close, and I'll be your worship associate today. No matter who you are, how you make your living, no matter whom you love, or how you experience the sacred, whether you're still looking for the sacred, we hope that you will feel welcome among us in the fullness of who you are. Everyone is invited to stay after the service and make your way across the atrium to the social hall for lunch and conversation. And if there's something on your heart that you would like lifted up during the service, there is a memory book in the back of the sanctuary where you can write a joy or sorrow that will be read aloud. And you are always welcome to simply light a candle for a silent memory or prayer. We don't have typical programs for children and youth during the summer season, but kids are welcome to stay in the service, and childcare is always available. Today, we welcome back to our sanctuary Jim Scott. Jim is a composer, a poet, and a lifelong UU. He has visited more than 700 UU churches over 4 decades. His songs are in our hymn books, and we'll be singing some today. Formerly a member of the Paul Winter Consort, Jim was co-composer of their celebrated Missa Gaia, Earth Mass, and sang their anthem song, Common Ground. Jim's multimedia concert, The Year to Save the Earth, will be performed or played this afternoon, I think at 1:30. Jim received an NEA grant to create and produce this concert. A co-creator of the Green Sanctuary program, Jim also compiled and arranged the Earth and Spirit Songbook, an anthology of 110 songs of earth and peace. He has toured the world, recorded 9 albums of original music, and published a long line of choral works. We are so honored and fortunate to have him lead our worship service today. Welcome, Jim.
Should we do this? Arise, arise, uncounted voices. Fill these indifferent spaces and speak your peace. Rise together, harmonious forces. It is our power and our release. Arise, arise, uncounted voices. Fill these indifferent spaces and speak your peace. Rise together, harmonious forces. It is our power and our release. Arise, arise, uncounted voices. Fill these indifferent spaces and speak your peace. Rise together, harmonious forces. It is our power and our release. It is our power and our release. Thank you, Katya. We light a chalice at the commencement of our spiritual gatherings, and Don will handle the sacred matches while I talk. We light a chalice sometimes at beginning of our business meetings and things like that. Wherever you find UUs at camps and conference centers, you'll probably find a chalice or several. I know people that travel with chalices. I haven't quite ascended to that myself. But it's a symbol of our free faith, our free search for faith, we say, our free lack of faith, as some have put it, and it is symbolic of a great many things. On another Sunday, I can promise you it'll have an entirely different connotation. But for me, today, it says to me, the earth is a vessel, sailing on with a fire in its heart. The inside of the earth, someone told me, I believe it was on NPR, is virtually as hot as the sun. Now, if it's that hot on the inside, where are the flames on the outside? On this cooling planet, we are that energy force of Earth, burning, oxidizing, green and blue and white when you see us from out in space, down here on the ground, fashioning from the earth a whole spectrum of color, providing this mysterious and mystical balance of peace and health and justice that we might call spirit. And I like this word spirit, as you'll see. Don, may you take us to...
As is our custom, as we begin our service, we remind ourselves that our church occupies land in Huchiun, the unceded territory of the Chileno-speaking Ohlone people. May we have the humility and the courage to do our part to restore what is broken, and the wisdom to live into a new solidarity with indigenous communities and the earth. And now would you join with me in saying our covenant? Love guides this church. The quest for truth and justice is its common purpose. To give thanks, listen deeply, speak with care, honor our differences, and seek and grant forgiveness. These things we covenant with one another.
I'm always delighted to get to sing my hymn number 347 in the Great Gray Hymn Book. It's my entree to, or my introduction, it seems, to you who might not know who this guy is. Some people swear it was written before they were born, but I tried to make it sound like that, I guess. It was a last-ditch attempt to get something into the Gray Hymn Book, in fact. I was told, oh, this one's too syncopated, this one modulates too much, something like that. Okay, I'm going to just write a song. And it was right before Thanksgiving. I thought of it as a Thanksgiving song, and I'm glad nobody else thinks that, so we can sing it any time of year. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. And I just thought, okay, I got to make it something that they'll put in the hymn book. I'm going to make it quarter notes, just da, 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 and put the boogieing in the accompaniment, and we'll take care of that. I like to start halfway through and sing you the chorus, sort of, and as an introduction. May we stand for this as willing and able. I'm going to remain sitting because I forgot the strap to stand up with the guitar. So I'll sing you this as an introduction. It'll just be me and the people who weren't paying attention. Gather in peace. I was kidding. You can sing too. Gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Join us at the beginning. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store. Nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in the chorus of life, resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy. Sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Wherever you come from exciting expedition or frightening passage, escape from violence or an encounter with enlightenment, from experiences of ecstasy or endurance of pain, we are glad you've chosen this stop on your journey. Wherever you are going, may this time of rest, of healing, of search and discovery, of celebration of value illuminate your way. May our chalice and flame be a beacon as well as a brilliance to reveal our many paths, for there is not one way. May our time together open doors, give permission, forgive sins, put to rest anxious thoughts, salve our wounds, assuage our fears, amuse our minds and open our hearts, raise up our dreams and reawaken our passions. May it help us hold high our ideals, leaving us energized, inspired, fortified, and as well forewarned to meet the world that will surely challenge all that we may bring to it. Wherever you come from, however you arrived here, wherever you may go forth, we are enriched by your presence. Thank you. So many papers. Oh, that's a different song. I was about to play a different children's song. I just read the fine print. I'm new here. I wrote this song after a visit to Nicaragua, right after the revolution, when they had their first free elections, which at the time the Reagan administration did not acknowledge as elections, although international observers said it was as free as they knew. I met all these kids there. The median age of Nicaragua at that time, after being the worst infant mortality rate of the hemisphere, was the median age of the country was 12. Catholic country, there were a lot of children. And I just loved getting to visit. I went there with Holly Neer, to drop names, and we got to hang out with these kids. They spoke mostly Spanish, and I spoke mostly English, but we gestured and smiled a lot and made peace. And I just got such a lesson from it. Kids know how to make peace, because we tell them. We send them off to school unarmed, hopefully, and say, well, make friends. And they do. This has my first verse in Spanish in it. I expect you all to sing along. Well, I think I'd like to be your friend. I think that we could really have some fun. A real companion is so much better than pretend, and games are better played by more than one. So I think I'd like to be your friend. You look sort of different from me, and I was not too sure about you. But if you like the way that different colored flowers go together, well, I guess that goes for people too. And I'd like to be friends with you. You see, I'm kinda new in this school, in this church, and I don't know a lot about your town. I don't know all your language, but I can play it cool. This making new friends is not as bad as it sounds. You know, I'm kinda fun to have around. I can be serious, or I can be a clown. I can make you wanna giggle when you're wearing a frown. Well, it's too much trouble to be nasty, I've found. Porque quiero ser tu amigo y tengo otros amigos que vas a conocer. Una vez que empecemos no se sabe cuándo acabará, pero es maravilloso ver el círculo crecer, que todos nuestros amigos sean amigos. What did he say? La, 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 la. Well, I think I'd like to be your friend, and there's other friends I'd like you to know. Once we start, there's no telling just where it all will end, but it's great to see the circle grow. We'll get all of our friends to be friends. We won't have to be afraid when we're friends. No, we won't want to fight when we're friends. And if kids can do it, well, maybe grown-ups can be friends. We'll get the whole world to be friends. La 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 la. International language. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Thank you. Thank you. I believe you can do that. I collect UU churches. In some, we pass laws against that, but I know if you do it faster, it sounds like there's more people. So often we'd be singing kids out at this point to go do something more interesting at this point, but I hope well-behaved, mature kids would like to stick with us for this service today. Greater hands than these cherish the soil and save the seeds, with gracious visions of an Eden where wildflowers shared with weeds. Then came the sowing of the values of their time, when domination was the servant to a beauty of design. Still, this land must hold the shadows of that misbegotten reign by ill-appointed gardener who once ruled with disdain. For that privileged garden, poison borders to protect our tender shoots and mercies in grain meadows circumspect. Now my path is clear to learn what makes this garden grow, and still resonates this story a wise man told me long ago. One different thing I'd do with life, if I might redirect it. Sooner I would have found a piece of earth, stayed and fought to protect it. Not retreat, but forbearance. We're just waiting for a sign. Beyond the healing interlude, this heart and I see a wealth far beyond mine. Rich in imperfection, I find my garden growing, and nurtured from the depths of time, true will come the knowing. It occurs to me to mention that I knew Pete Seeger for many years. After going through classical school, playing in the Army Band, Jazz Ambassadors Band, and then playing with the Paul Winter Consort and so on, I got to know Pete Seeger, who probably more than anyone else acquainted me with the fact that it's an honorable job to make up songs and go around singing them. And when I just said what a wise man told me long ago, that was Pete Seeger, who said exactly that. If I might do this over, I'd have found a piece of earth a lot sooner and stayed and fought to protect it. I'm honored this song is in our teal hymn book. You can look it up. I invite you to sing along. I think we've put the lyrics up here as well. If you want to let me start it and sing it, just figure out some good inappropriate moment to join in and mumble along with Jim. Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind, there find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love, expanding. The message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings, with the oneness of everything. Peace is in the dance of trees who stir before the first breath of wind is yet perceived. Trust in the song, becoming one with the dance, and all mysteries can be believed. Songs of lives long past that touch our own are written in the earth, forever giving. And now to maintain the harmony gives to us all lives worth living, for the oneness of everything. Still we seek to find a truth that we might understand and reduce to terms defined, vast and immeasurable, time and space, also overwhelmingly designed. Oh, passing years, just might I know the faith that winters in the heart, to be reborn in spring, to hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of I'm in denial about the glasses. I have a feeling I've put too much into this service, and I'm going to just make an executive decision at this moment that if something gets left out, you don't have to go, I know how we are. I'll just say, I had a prayer to say here. What I like to say, I've been a member of the NAACP for years, and we in Worcester, Massachusetts, will have a prayer in the beginning. And it's usually dominated by Christian prayers. So I like to start, O Spirit, beyond all names, beyond all any identifiable form, and like that. But I'm going to talk less because I'd like to make sure we get the songs in, and Don will take us to the next important part of the service. Or wait a minute, do I do this first? I got to read the fine print. Okay. Let's take this moment to be comfortable. Let go of that tension in your shoulders and back and put yourself in a comfortable place. Maybe you want to close your eyes. Maybe you want to stare off into space, not really pay attention to what Jim is saying. And think of something that you can use as an image for just relaxation and safety and this security of our being together. This group of like-minded folks who the most like of our mind is that we say we don't have to agree to be together. And let us feel a moment of rest and reflection. I'll play just a little music and let it be silent.
In this community of care and witness, we hold one another in and through the seasons of our lives. We acknowledge the joys and the pains that weave our lives together. Everly writes, "Grateful to Mother Earth for all her gifts she offers unconditionally." Someone among us writes, "Everyone likes good wishes. Please sign the super cards." Bob Adams writes, "Blessed to have my sister visiting while she transitions from Texas to Livermore." Brent writes, "Please hold Ilkio in prayer as she continues the journey to recover from cancer. with love and gratitude always. And another one among us writes, today may we all recommit to choose only nonviolent means to address our differences and problems. For all these that have been spoken aloud, and all that yet remains in the silent sanctuary of our hearts, may we know that what is held by each of us here is held by the larger loving embrace of our community, and by a greater love that holds us all. Please remain seated to join in our meditative song, With Every Story Told. The words will be on the screen.
With every story told, our friendship becomes art. Each passage of peace, oh, that's not right, is a gateway to the heart. We are one in joy. I just started playing in the wrong key. I never do that. How did I do that? We are one. We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. With every story told, our friendship becomes art. Each passage of life is a gateway to the heart. We are one in joy and sorrow. We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning, is danced in love and harmony, with each day of earth's turning. I'm going to admit to you that I suggested, and I didn't tell Dawn, that we take that song out, and we took it out of the slides. So I'm sorry you didn't get to see what the words were to it. The refrain of a song, I think I steal from good sources. I thought it was from Tchaikovsky. We call it a sequence. Da 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 da, like that. The other day, I just drove across the country. I'll admit to you, I heard it. Ba da 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 da. Oh well, there's nothing new. I use the same notes Bach used. I'm trying to figure out if we do the song first or I'll talk first. I'm tempted, I'll bet we all are, to bring up in this service another shooting. What strikes me, of course there are others that have just happened, but since this one involved a former president, it certainly makes the news. More news than the others. What struck me this morning as I was driving here is how cynical it is to use all of that, and the people are saying they tried to put him in jail and now they just want to kill him, or things like that, or it's been blamed on President Biden already. They screamed at the media yesterday, "You caused this." What a victory of propaganda all of that is. So we've got a few months to save the world, if you ask me. Not just democracy in America, but the world as we know it. We have a few days now to decide a whole lot of things, it seems. And I'm going to I'll stop talking about that now, because I'll bet we've all talked about it plenty. Well-funded lies, well-funded propaganda, propagating of hate. Put those along with the well-funded denial of climate emergency, or even denial of evolution, or denial of truth, and denial of even history. These are challenging times. The investment in ignorance cost a lot. Scientists give us a decade or two before we destroy the life support system of this earth. It is already too late in some places. Much is already lost. We said, we're going to talk about peace today. The relevant thing for me that I'm going to stick to and shorten this, don't worry, is the barriers to peace. There are many studies. Here's the results of many studies. Poverty is usually the most important element. Not religion. Religion is used, but wars are between the haves and the have-nots. One example of perhaps success, we could say, in Burundi, there was rich agriculture, but totally unequal access. And so, a war. Then after that, there was a peace process. The lack of access was eased by the creation of financial inclusion. Ordinary people learned how to start savings groups. Even as the wars and difficulties still went on, what began as a literacy program to try to solve inequities showed that poverty was behind every inequality. And the lack of education, of course, number two, affects health, longevity, social mobility, communication, all that. So solve the lack of education. Well, now let's get back to those men in the shadows, and they're men, pretty much, who have invested in the ignorance of America. And they are figuring they can buy the country and get out of our way and let us make as much money as we can. Their God is money. That sounds too simple. So it's a lack of communication. Education alone doesn't necessarily fix this, although great education programs have been shown to alleviate so much poverty and so on. Where even during the Burundi War, groups came together to talk. Some visionary people, courageous people, made that possible. And the way to peace became clear for some people. So it strikes me we need to create that safe place where words are heard and don't become violence. Another appalling or disconcerting study for me was that, you might have heard this as I heard it on NPR, and then I bought the book, a study of the richest families of the world. Of course they will deny it, but the richest families of the world see themselves as superior beings. Smarter, yes, they are racist. They deny it, of course. They see the poor as dirty and stupid and lucky they're given a job. The ruling class sees equity as a loss. Maybe as much of a loss of wealth, it's the loss of power, perceived power. We need to help them see differently. Wait, that could be us that I'm talking about. As COVID persisted, I'll admit that as a musician, I panicked trying to figure out what to do, how to make a living, as continue to survive as a musician. Now things have changed a lot since then, but I decided, here's just an example. I decided to talk to a business advisor. He was sold to me as enlightened, holistic, even having been counterculture before, and that appealed to me. Listing my priorities, I said I was working to get out a Get Out the Vote song before the last election and make a video, and it was urgent. His response was, well, Jim, every election people say it's the most important one and ever, and so apparently he feels himself unaffected by what is going on, and by the possible demise of democracy as we know it. Then he said, there's always been starving people in the world. Okay, that's it. I'm not working with you. These people are not smart. They are not well-read. They have degrees and they think they're educated, but they live in an echo chamber. Exactly why should we continue to have starving people? I call this the ignorance of privilege. This guy's relatively untouched, so safe from folks who say the election was stolen, unaffected by those who say there was no insurrection or invasion of the Capitol, for folks who want to take away a woman's right to care for her own body, folks who want to take away the right to vote. This man will keep building his resume in IRA. These are ignorant but good folks. These are our neighbors, our family. They are not the enemy. That is a mistake for us to think that they are the enemy, though they can be dangerous. Mainstreaming lies endangers us. There is no option. This is it. Here's the sermon. There is no option but interaction. But I don't even like those people. They don't like me. I can't stand to talk to them. They're so full of... It's the only way. It is the only way. And talk is therapy, but talk involves listening. For it to be healing, the communication of some reality, truth, and communication of, say, the pain, the suffering that comes with being oppressed can change a heart and eventually a mind. I know you don't want to. I don't either. But we need to make an art of our arguments for life, love, sustainability, peace. This is loving communication. It takes courage. It doesn't need to be done in anger. As a matter of fact, that'll help nothing. I didn't say it was easy. There's another page and a half here, but I'm going to spare you that. And that seems like a good place to stop. Oh, and sing you this song. I am waiting in the silence. I am waiting for the dawn. I am often found in reverence, though from many sources drawn. It is not mine to fight for justice, for it will not be won this day. I am peace, and I am waiting for the lost to find their way. You'll not find me set in judgment of the vain or of the weak, but I rise to meet the weary with the solace that they seek. Still I have not fed the hungry, nor strewn wealth among the poor. I am peace, and bring but mystery, and the patience to endure. I cannot save the suffering from their anger and their pain. Only open doors of insight, so the healing comes again. To the proud I am elusive, to the humble I am near. May the broken rise and look beyond the trappings of their fears. I am found among the seasons, autumn's death and spring's rebirth, as relentless their momentum as the turning of the earth. All are welcome in my presence, for only love can conquer hate. I am peace, and for the harvest I have planted and will wait. Thank you.
We invite you now into the spiritual practice of generosity. It's time for the offering. Instead of passing the plate, you can give electronically by scanning the QR code on the back of your badge, or you can put a cash or check donation into the donation envelope that you will find in the back of the pew in front of you. Write your name on it and mark offering plate or pledge, and then put it into the donation box beside the fountain in the atrium as you leave the service. Each week, half of the offering plate is shared with a nonprofit Good Neighbor organization recommended by our Social Justice Council. Thank you so much for practicing generosity with UUCB and with our good neighbors. Our good neighbor for this month is Safe Return Project. They state their mission as, "We are invested in building a base of power at the civic, social, and economic levels of formerly incarcerated persons across the state of California, addressing the root causes of poverty and the impact that the criminal justice system has had on Black people and communities of color." Thank you.
Just in time, he found the words to the song. I'll let you start. Go your way in peace. Wander as you may. Blessed is the path you take. May love guide you on your way. Comfort find in truth. May your struggles cease. May the fire within your heart light the way of peace. Bright and brave the dreams born in darkest night, mindful make our every step, honor all within our sight. Minds and hearts now one, till we meet again. Hold the vision of our peace sacred until then.
Please join me in dedicating our offering. We dedicate our offering and ourselves to the mission of this congregation, to create loving community, inspire spiritual growth, and encourage lives of integrity, joy, and service. Well, it's really been great being here today, and I want to remind you to check out our website, uuc.org, to explore all the things that are available in our congregation. And there you could find the weekly email newsletter the week ahead with lots of information. We have several important announcements today, and I'm going to get some help. Everly, you're up for number one. And then Anne, you'll be coming next.
Good morning again, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you, Jim, for the wonderful service. And this is just a little reminder that please come back at 1:30 for the multimedia event that Jim will be presenting, and we'll have the video up here. It's called The Year to Save the Earth. So please come. It's hosted by the Climate Justice Committee. I think there are a lot of members here, and it's also a fundraiser for the Climate Justice Committee. So please come back 1:30 here in this same space.
Thank you. And now we have Anne and Stephanie to do the second announcement.
And I hope that you know that Stephanie Ann and I are the co-chairs of the Partner Church Committee, and we are conducting a sale today that benefits our partner church in Homarodu, Ifalu, Romania. That is one of the few remaining pieces. We are very thankful to everyone who has already purchased things, and the jam that was here last week is back. So if you didn't get your blackberry jam homemade by me, please come by and enjoy another can. And I am just delighted with your response to the gorgeous things that we're selling. So come by and visit us. Thank you.
And now two more announcements having to do with next Saturday, July 20th. First of all, there will be a work party at UUCB. Help spiffy up the buildings and grounds. Enjoyable work for all, good company, both outdoor and indoor projects, with continental breakfast served from 9 o'clock on, compliments of Lynn Cahoon. Bring work gloves. And if you have any questions, ask Phil Maynard. Also next Saturday afternoon, July 20th, there will be a memorial service for beloved member Susan Singh at 2 p.m. in the Sapphire Room. Now please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our closing song, May Your Life Be as a Song, number 1059 in the Teal hymnal. The words on the screen.
I'm going to just countermand everybody, now that we've stood up, just stretch a little bit, and go ahead and sit down again. And because I'm going to be sitting down for this song. And there's a verse to go with this here. I just want to take a moment to say, well, for one, I do hope you'll come this afternoon to hear. I don't talk as much. It's mostly songs. They still let me talk. But I got a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts to do this multimedia program called The Year to Save the Earth. And I'm trying to take it everywhere I can. But I also want to just thank Katya for coming in discussions this week. We just threw it together. I don't know if she's gone. Oh, she's still back there. Thank you so much. What a blessing, and we all realize what a resource we have in this woman. We barely rehearsed. I sent her some music ahead of time, and she's just extrasensorily perceptive and a beautiful accompanist. Thank you so much for that. So this song, I've never done this otherwise, but I borrowed an old folk song melody. It's an old Russian folk song. Наши жизни мы должны соткать из света звук, пропеть его в ночи, чтоб звезды слушали во сне и хоровод водили в тишине. Isn't that nice? Everybody! Somehow it went from Russia to Brazil. I'm not sure what happened. My wish for you, as now we part, is for greater peace to fill your heart with dreams as vast as starry space. So hurt and anger know no place. May truth be shared and wounds be healed, and joy for living be revealed. Through every fate and circumstance, may hope lead weary steps to dance, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. This turns out to be a 4-part round. Ha ha ha. But I know we can do it in at least 2 parts. If you'll self-select, you know who you are. If you can sing the second part, I'll show you where it starts. And may your life be as a song. Not yet. Resound. And may your life be to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dance. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the Let's forgive ourselves for coming here, exchanging lofty words, and returning home unchanged. Forgive the fireworks' theatrical flair, sounds bitten, short, and exciting, as our actions fall so short of ideals. Let's make a pact to release one attachment, alter 1 degree of posture, find one element of style our lives can do without. One small step we'll take toward that journey toward harmony. Our awareness is growing. We've made changes in our lives before. We're too proud to panic. We'll not surrender civility for an enlightenment of oversimplification. We are volunteering. We are preparing our receptivity for that revolution in consciousness. And when we meet again, our words will be stronger. Let's go in peace. Join us for coffee hour. I forgot. Let us extinguish this chalice, symbol of our free faith. Our time together comes to a close, and the service begins.